April 2nd, 12:05 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Autumn Wing. You didn't lose her, we're going smacking prosecutors. Congrats on winning the race to find Alicia. I would love to speak to you, my dear. What have you been doing, you naughty little girl? Most wonderful wares a pharmacist can offer. Miss Delicious. I bet you're not a very good baker. You just like to eat things. And I'll call you whatever I want. Oh, what a fun guy you are, Eustace. Man, you are even less likable than when your name is Sebastian. Winnie Pooh. So much for calling me the winner. No. Oh, don't. Ugh. If you must address me by my given name, just Miles will do. Your age of question marks? Her age is literally question marks. I don't know if you guys saw this. Question marks? I wonder just how old she is. Oh, there it is, man. Eustace, I believe we have some questions for our pharmacist. Moody Judy? What a mean nickname. You've been friends for 18 years and you call her Moody Judy. Fucking rude. I understand that you helped look after Mr. Gusto in the immediate aftermath of the attack. Oh, he's famous now. That's good, because he was kind of shitty before. He was on the news and everything. I guess he did go to Zangfa. Perhaps if we could proceed to the matter at hand. Miss Scone, are you familiar with a substance known as Infesticide Ultra? You know what? Might I ask what you mean by you know what? Oh, she doesn't like bugs. Are you aware of what happens when the chemicals asphyxion and ubiquium are combined? Do not mix with products containing ubiquium, ever. Effects of inhalation include respiratory complications and, well, death. 500 milliliters. It's not a lot. She certainly talks like a skilled pharmacist. Ubiquium's awful thick and sticky? Okay. Asphyxian's more watery and it's white in color. Okay. Yeah, will do, thank you. You are clearly well informed, Miss Scone. Yes, Miss Scone. Very interesting indeed. I think that tells us all we need to know. Strange, I thought she suspected Miss Scone. But something in that smile makes me wonder if she has some other angle in mind. Please stop calling him that, it's really mean. Yes, we figured that out since that's what's open over here. The Pisces case was kept at 26 degrees. We're lucky you escaped alive! Something on the underside of the top part of the Pisces case. Traces of ubiquium. It was ubiquium stuck to it, it should have stayed stuck. 26 degrees, it would have been frozen solid. Interesting. I think Kay might be able to... my voice went out for a second. I think Kay might be able to help us figure out just what that... or at least Mr. Thief might. I can't believe you're taking orders from that little freak either.
Overruled.
Before you get too carried away, the Goddess of Justice has no need of your help. We will find the truth ourselves. Question. I am not required to explain myself to you. But if you feel that you absolutely must participate in the investigation, perhaps you can prove to me that it will be worth our while to keep you around. What exactly does she have in mind here? Who triggered the release of the poison gas? If you can answer this question, I will consent to your participation in the investigation. Don't call me Smiles! Yes, the answer is indisputable. In that case, please kindly provide it now. Who released the poison gas? Gusto. Takai just said you're classless? That's unkind. What? Did Takai mean it? The victim, Carmelo Gusto, is the only person to have entered the Autumn Wing. No, I'm glad. Thus, only he could have opened the case. Correct. That appears to be the only logical answer. Very well, I will permit your participation in this investigation to continue. However, if at any point I feel you are contributing nothing of value, you will be removed immediately. Understood. Even if Mr. Gusto did open the case, we still have no idea why. Remove me, Mommy. Sorry, hang on. Thank you for the tea and for being upside down, spilling all of my tea, you monster. Let's use the data we've collected to recreate the scene before the poison gas went off. This looks so much better than the original. The original pixels. This is the only thing that I like am thoroughly happy that they like 100% they improved this over the original pixel art. You're such a crybaby. So this is what you were talking about, your Mr. Thief. Verity's just staring at this statue like, huh. Let's begin by examining the Pisces sculpture. There's a generous amount of ubiquium frozen to the underside of the top part of the case. And do we have any idea of how the glass lid might have come to be so cracked? I see, so we have a cracked piece of glass that we know was ice cold on its inner facing side. We also know that it wasn't damaged in any direct way on its outer facing surface. Thoughts? Ice cold makes me think of the way you glare at people, sir. Sorry, Gumshoe. Okay, you're not helping. It was cracked by heat expansion. Applying heat to ice-cold glass from the outside will cause it to crack. Just like my ability to handle you idiots. Why indeed, a heat-cracked glass lid lined on its underside with frozen ubiquium. I certainly do, and what's more, I know how Mr. Gusto opened the case. You didn't give me a chance to figure it out first. Well, Eustace, you should have been quicker on the ball. It would have been quite the wait. Blowtorch. It was still warm at the time. The blowtorch showed signs of having been used recently when it was found here in the Autumn Wing. I think it's likely that it was used on the glass lid, causing it to crack. I'm glad you didn't say blowjob, because I expect that out of you. Indeed. Making things hard to understand? Okay, buddy. Did your mommy and daddy sue the teacher when you failed a class? Hey, would you mind updating the recreation so that Mr. Winner can follow along too? Sure, just for him. Mr. Gusto was alone in the Autumn Wing. And while he was in here, he used this blowtorch to melt the frozen ubiquium on the underside of the lid. As the ubiquium melted, it mixed with the asphyxiant that was already present inside the glass case, thereby producing our poisonous gas. When Mr. Gusto had finally managed to open the lid, he would have released the gas and poisoned himself. The big dumb idiot. He made it as far as the fountain room where he collapsed. Whoever set this up must have been really determined. It seems we got there in the end. But why the heck a doodle-doo did he want to open the case in the first place? I'm not sure. In fact, we don't even know what his ultimate goal was. Maybe he wanted to lick it. Check out not the autumn wing, but the winter wing. Dude. I thought this was... yeah, he did think this was where the winter wing was. So this was Frost's room originally, but for some reason Judy put the winter wing in a different room, and this is now the autumn wing. We can look at these. So for some reason summer and winter are together instead of going spring, summer, fall, winter. It's even the same little train from the blessed door. It wouldn't be at all 6s and 7s, huh? Did everyone involved with the IS-7 incident make the same mistake? I think we need to go and take another look at the winter wing. Time to see how quickly I can convince Mr. Winter, or Mr. Winter, I suppose. I keep calling him Mr. Winter. Because of winter. You now, Eustace? Please share the answer. Share with the class. The answer to what exactly? Really? A sort of artsy-fartsy farewell. I still understand exactly half of what's going on. Oh. Perhaps I can explain a few of the finer details to you later, Eustace. Winner's prerogative. Well, thank you indeed. I find it's always best to leave things like child wrangling to a professional. In the meantime, don't you have something to tell Mr. Edgeworth and his friends? What is it now? Can you see him talking? It was Miss Delicious who set up the poison gas. I was greatly saddened to learn of this, Miss Scone. Your profession is one dedicated to saving lives, and yet you used your expertise to try and take one. I beg your pardon. Perhaps you could explain, Mr. Winner? It sure does look like that. Restricted toxins handler's laces. Okay. A product that we have established contains asphyxion, one of the ingredients of our poison gas.
Objection!
Well, yes, it's hers, isn't it? There was only one person on the premises licensed to carry Infesticide Ultra, and that was you, Miss Scone. Furthermore, you are acquainted with Ms. Bound, the owner of the gallery, meaning you would have had access to the building and ample opportunity to prepare your trap. Stolen from you. Lying will only lengthen your sentence, Miss Scone. I do like her puffy face. What is she looking for? That's not it. Okay. That cloth looks familiar. And what is this? Yes. April 1st, complaint filed. Offense theft. Items stolen. Infesticide Ultra, 1 bottle. It's a crime report relating to a theft. A week ago? Oh. By which you mean to say that it was not in your possession at any point today? Just in case of what? Roaches? Alicia. I see, but why on earth would you carry such a hazardous substance around with you? One and done. Ah, of course. I think perhaps it might be wise to confirm the authenticity of the crime report just to be safe. It can't hurt to verify Miss Scone's story after all. She may be lying to us. I promise we won't. I highly doubt she would have used a method that directly implicates her. As someone with knowledge of the victim's likely behavior and the time and means to prepare. 2 factors which point to one very specific person. You're not going to like this answer. Who had the means to steal the Infesticide Ultra and dress up one room to look like another? Unfortunately, it was Judy.
Take that!
Surely only Miss Bound, the proprietor of these premises, could have prepared in such a way. We'll need some solid evidence to support such a theory, nonetheless. Strange, it's like he already knew. That is not what I was hoping for. I wish his eyes did the wiggle. I guess it's only when he's stressed out in court. They don't do the wiggle otherwise. Reported and logged. You mean that every single one of your conclusions was proved to be hogwash? Oh, then what's our next move? And then... Oh, I kinda like his spray, his, like...
Welcome, Raiders.
Hello. How's it going, Zephyr? What were you doing? Dungeons and Dragons, tell me about your D&D game. And don't forget to eat a food and take care of yourself. Everybody who's in the raid, please take care of yourself. If you need to go, understand. If you want to stick around and listen to me pretend to be Edgeworth for a while, that's very chill too. Today it was a mess? Oh no. Eustace. Mr. Gusto's real destination appears to have been the Winter Wing. Perhaps it would be worth having someone investigate that room more thoroughly. Yes, sir. Very good, Eustace. We'll join you if you don't mind. Oh, to update people who are following Tavern Between Worlds, our DM is not feeling well, so we will probably miss a couple weeks here coming up. If you are in my you're in my Discord, I do have it alerting when a Tavern of Worlds or a Tavern of Worlds goes live. So if you want to know when we're live instead of just guess and checking, you can join the Discord. Does he have a flip phone? What year is it? A winning strategy. You spoiled little... understandable, okay. What's in the fountain? Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh no! How did no one else notice? Sure is a body, thanks Eustace. What on earth? Order in the court. Someone call forensics. Oh, what you got for me, Gumshoe? Order. I will have order, detective. They've all melted. Oh no. Sorry, that was funny to me. Such a dumb joke. So today the party rogue might kill the barb? Oh no. What did the barbarian do? Why am I always on the rogue side? Because I'm a rogue main. I believe in the rogue. What did the barbarian do? What is the meaning of this? Kawinky dink, thanks Fender. I wanna beat up Fender. I just wanna get in a little bit of a fist fight with this motherfucker. And I think the answers lie in the IS-7 incident itself. In fact, I'm convinced of it. To be continued. Yes, please. This is not a let's play. We are playing this live so we can save right now. Oh look, it's your two dads hanging out together, Miles. You enjoy that? You enjoy that? Despite the fact that one shot the other? It's fine. $18 years ago. Oh, we're back to Edgeworth. December 24th, 9:05 p.m. Contest venue, fountain room. The barb tried to throw the rogue across a ravine and they rolled a 5. You know what? My barbarian tried to throw my rogue, or our barbarian tried to throw my rogue. Rayarian was also not very pleased. Fortunately, they have an incredibly high dexterity, and so they were able to like tumble out of it. But they were pissed. I did not murder the barbarian though. Not until later. But that was like, it wasn't even PvP. It was a doppelganger situation. It was somebody pretending to be the barbarian. And I finally got to fight her. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms. We were barely able to save her, and then later to keep up rage attacked the rogue. Oh no. The rogue is gonna poison him to death. No, Eddie. It wasn't always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene. You can't assume that everybody's aim are the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Which is why defense attorneys exist. Our job is to help people in such situations, and to be friends to the friendless. I've never had an attorney be buddies with me. Now, we may not be able to investigate the Winter Wing as hoped, but that doesn't mean we give up. I should have thought more. Okay, you're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough. I don't think he's that young. Yeah, he's 18. He should understand that other people exist. Hey, Judy. I'm not singing. Chocolates? Tangero's favorite, handmade by Bound, rather misshapen and incredibly sweet. Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although these are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped. I love chocolate, but I hate working with chocolate. So Those of you who don't know, I actually can do sugar work and have done chocolatiering shit. I used to be a baker. I hate working with chocolate because tempering is so annoying. It always felt like a roll of the dice whether it would temper correctly. Especially because it was the 90s and I didn't have access to YouTube. So it was just like a bunch of written things, so like sometimes it would work beautifully and other times it would just not, and I never could figure out why it would work or not work. Fortunately, it worked more than it failed. But it was frustrating. I probably have a better time of it now because I have access to a lot more technology, like like reference, but it is difficult. I do not enjoy tempering chocolate. Oh, do you have a little crush there, Eddie? How old is Judy? 16. Okay, you're gonna have to wait a few years, buddy. Dear sweet Eddie, you really do have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to the work you do for Mr. Tangaroa, Ms. Bound. I must be getting old. I'm welling up a little myself. It's Grimace. We're very grateful, Miss Bound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Did you know the victim? My, they're stunning. I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie. Oh, okay. Astrology girl confirmed. The lyre doesn't have any strings. It seems she's got something to hide, too. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Bound? Oh, there's the Instamax. There's a Polaroid. I had a Polaroid. I really loved it. My dad threw it out because he's a fucking dick. Well, alright then. Be ashamed to waste a good hair day. Sorry, it took me by surprise. all of our picture taking needs. So there aren't any negatives for us to reference. I assume Mr. Tangaroa used the same camera during the contest. But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't you discover the body while judging was still underway? You just think there should have been more shots left than there were? Huh. But had he really, though? Enter a living area to change the film. Mr. Frost's body was just lying there. I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera and this picture, Miss Bound. Thank you. The big meanie told me to clear off. Well, he got to be the end of himself, so don't worry about it. Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene. Yeah, Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Mr. Frost's room. About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. Well, he's candidate number one at the moment. As the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? Got a photo of the room right here. If you need it, it's all yours. Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Detective. Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. He's gonna stonewall my investigation, and I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now can I, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, thank you, Detective Bad. It's definitely nice to have the good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at that photograph. This is what Frost's room looks like right now. The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. Should compare this with the photo I just borrowed from Ms. Bound. I assume the unplugged power cord has something to do with all of this. Yeah, once that was out of the socket. The display case has lost power, and the temperature went. Do you have any idea when it was unplugged? Nope, still working on that. Alicia! The salty bit. The salty bit? The harpy thing? Gemini's liar. She ate all the strings. How horrible and salty. Frost sculptures were scrumptious except for the lyre, which was salty. It's interesting that only one particular part of this particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone? Two little letters. PH! It's almost like a signature or something. Wait. I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound, but are you certain you don't know Mr. Frost particularly well? Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that. I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions, and it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Hang on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Has PH. Miss Bound said she's a big fan of his work. Yes, yours would be F. Perhaps you should practice by initialing your personal belongings first. This is a really cute teapot. Art isn't about function, Eddie, it's about form. Not my fault, you're fucking stupid. Oh, right, this. This is the first. Boop.
Take that!
You've been booped. Miss Scone, I found 2 letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work. PH, shouldn't it be AF? You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's the seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. the same pottery mark we see imprinted on the bottom of this item in the tea set. Yes, it's a maker's mark. We've already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Haliqui. From that, we can assume that these same letters would mark any item out as a piece of his work. Fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound? That's right, Detective. Artie Frost had another identity. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least as far as Miss Bound was concerned. You see, Mr. Frost was in fact a famed sculptor. Mr. Frost was in fact none other than the famed sculptor Paul Haliqui. Yep. But it's not like the mark's hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it could fake it, being him with it. Was he? Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he was. It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. Alright, all the boys look into it. So you admit it, you were aware of who Mr. Frost really was? And be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? The photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken.
Objection!
I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during judging. And that you had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tangaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. And this suggests that you only took 2 pictures with the new film, one of Mr. Frost's body and one of his room. But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise. You do? I better look at the camera. Oh, I can't look at the camera. A new film cartridge has 20 exposures, but there are only 3 remaining. Huh.
Take that.
Camera. You gave the picture of the body to the police and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me. Three photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of a total of 20. You took more pictures, and I want to know what of. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you were really up to. Oh. These are all shots of Frost's room. When they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me it was you. You are? Why? Check art help. Oh god. Fucking hilarious. I did not expect you to do it. Tripped over the power cord. I was gonna do Nori, but that felt too easy. I mean, it's very on brand. A mistake, are you sure? It seems a little convenient to me. Not sure I believe it. But I'm not in a position to refute it either. Please, don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth. How does that outfit even work? Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth. Picture's yours. Hope it helps. What are you bitches doing? I wanna look at the pictures, leave me alone. Picture. Where's this thing? Why this thing? Isn't this the light emitter thingy? And weird. Okay. Oh, woo. Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. Gusto just fucking unbothered. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Oh, fuck, Von Karma. I'm so glad you're dead. And you think I care because... Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It's rather late. I hope the snow is let up. Home time. Alright, let's go grab a burger. Or my own stomach starts grumbling too. What about your kid? We will indeed. And our first protocol will be with Mr. Tangaroa. Gregory, it's Christmas Eve. Go see your child. I don't understand this man. Are we in the modern day again? Nope. She looks rather tired. Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you? Detective Bad. What are you doing back there? Oh, just happened to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon. Oh, you're not looking too good, buddy. They're not letting you sleep? That's fucking illegal. Sue them. I'm not the one doing the interviewing. The guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do. Which is why I'm doing what I can to help. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangerow in his own way, it seems. Alright, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tangerow. That looks like a fucking Dorito. Mr. Tangerow, we found out quite a bit if you'd like to hear it. Cal is also hot. I mean, Cal's very hot. I made him hot. I didn't mean to. I was trying to make him scary. Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost? Wasn't candy. Chocolate. I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tangerow. The rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. We're just putting them against the glass like, you want them, buddy? Do you want them? I hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful looks in his direction. I do love this animation where he pulls the collar up. Let me take a look at them. They seem legit. I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Bad. My hero. I don't like Eddie. I want to like Eddie, but I don't. Creepy and weird. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it down, will you? For both our sakes. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. Get out, Fender. Oh good, he's gonna sing. Aren't you glad that I'm not attempting to sing this? And I'm glad you're back to your old self. I want French fries. Where's my French fries? Question mark? Anyway, heading back to the scene. Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share? Oh yeah, you were right about the victim's identity. Ross worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Haliquet. This would all certainly explain why Mr. Haliquet was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess I'll never finish them now. Seems he was making statues for each season, but he never got around to the winter constellations. So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make. Which means he was always strapped for cash. I thought he was I thought he worked with clay. Clay should not cost millions of dollars. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt. They don't call us luxury artists. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest? Guy didn't even tell his family. I see. Alright. I really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Somebody who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. Something, he can scare the pants off me any day? Is that the joke? Of course, allow me to give you a full report. It's fine, Mr. Tangaroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I ask a question or two? My voice is going. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. Let me drink some tea. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Thank you for the tea time. Why am I upset? Why would you spill my tea? Up through the semi-final. His entry for the final was subpar. Oh. Which was? Much appreciated, Miss Mount. So you were able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime. I'm sorry, but are you saying the liar tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. You're quite sure it was the liar you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? It's out of tune. Only the liar. And I'm sure the tuning has much to do with the taste. Mr. Tangaroo, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the part you tried was the lyre, the one shown here without any strings? He just nommed down on all the strings. Yum yum yum. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all, and he enjoyed them? Miss Scone told us she ate a part of that lyre as well, but she said it was far too salty for her to finish. Might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Well, that's very awkward for you. Something wrong? How so exactly? That would explain why the food here seems so bland to him. Even if there were some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. You have a recipe for the cure? You do? Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding? Alright, later, Judy. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Levy resents that. There's not much to Hagwin's life aside from Levi, so I don't know where you can stop saying that. What do you mean? I'm gonna miss out on. He really does see her as his own child. A parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path. My mom? What parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? I know exactly how he feels in this moment. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangaroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. He looks a little shell-shocked. You okay, buddy? I have PTSD after this. Not too, but I'll be putting in something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. Mr. Tangaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. You won't succeed, but okay. I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangaroa. You have my word on that. Either I'll get you out or I'll die trying. He died trying. December 25th, 11:03 a.m. Contest venue, fountain room. I like the little hat grab. Yeah, I like his little bow. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier. It looks less cool on Eddie. What are you talking about? Never mind that now. Guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more. We are indeed. We need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tangaroa. I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown. This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume? Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. So in the other game, Bad's voice was actually described by other people. Apparently he talks really slowly. But since I don't want to torture everybody, I'm not gonna do that. Don't expect to speak with anybody except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers. So what's your plan of action, Detective? Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth, like I promised. You have my gratitude. Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of the area? Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. You probably won't be seeing those rooms again. That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do. It seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bop. Some of the few things here that aren't made of candy. Is it just me or does the detective seem a little disappointed? Aww. He was so sad. Oh, I didn't realize he's my cohort. What you got for me, buddy? About the case. Any thoughts on the case, Detective? Officially, as a cop, my thoughts are Von Karma's right about everything. But as myself, I'm not happy. We need to investigate more. Here and elsewhere. I put in a word for you. It's forensics. Ask the guy whatever you want. Much appreciated. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. I didn't do it for you. Did it for the investigation. I think his voice is also supposed to be gravelly, but if I did that, I would quickly lose my voice. There's a lyre here and some maracas designed to look like ice cream cones. Oh, that's so cute! So well made that it's hard to tell what's candy and what's not just by looking. I'd reach out and touch them, but then I'd be disturbing the crime scene. Hands off. I already checked them out. They're real. Checked them out how, exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, detective? I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, at least. Did you lick them? Sir. Between you and Delecta. Miss Scones. It's a Christmas tree made from candy. These candy statues have everybody on edge. Ants get in here. It's our scene ruined. Yeah, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. Is this also candy? Scones room is through there. It's marked by a snowman. A candy snowman by the looks of it. Oh yeah. I'll be. He's really sizing it up. He isn't thinking of that, making that his next lollipop, is he? I would be. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa, but they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. Aw. Testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bop's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet. Got me wanting to watch it. This is quite the trophy. Awarded to Mr. Tangaroa, first placed International Confectioners Association Annual Spectacular. Made of candy? Oh, I guess it wasn't meant to last forever. Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right? I doubt it's anything quite that deep. The reindeer. It's the door to Gusto's room. I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way. Big antlers like that. Must be a bull. I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in winter. Therefore, this must be a female. Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys. They don't teach you about reindeers in law school, detective. Got a point. You did well, actually, the detective, though. Kidnap the Sandy Claus. The door leads to Tangaroa's room, so yeah. Maybe he made this thing too. Speaking of Santa, that reminds me, I still need to find a present for Miles. My dude! It's Christmas Day! He wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if Mr. Tangaroa would make one out of candy for me if I asked. So cute. That Miles was like, I want an attorney's badge for Christmas. There's a drum set here decorated to look as if it were made out of cakes. Hi, Scritch. Welcome in. I must play it on the Bacon Bop. Detective, about these drums. I already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. And no sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. Not relevant to the case. You've already done your homework, I see. Why are you chagrined? I may like lollipops a little too much, but I'm no sucker. How you doing, Scritch? Can't believe that I can't look at the keyboard. Is that why Takai is mad? I'm sorry, Takai, that's my fault. Where does this elevator go? Second floor. Tangaroa and Bound live up there. Sounds like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. They even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day. That does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when all this is over. You'd come, wouldn't you, Detective? Don't get ahead of yourself now. I'm not in the habit of palling around with attorneys. What is Scritch's avatar? Oh yeah, I did that. Scritch wouldn't fix it, so I fixed it. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to go upstairs, but they won't let me. Scritch has no idea what we're talking about, and that's amazing. Let's look at the fountain. I pinned you. I can pin you to a place that you can see better. Hang on. Hey, you're only slightly upside down. It's fine. Oh, you're behind the thing? There. Now you can see. The statues on the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue. Oh, is that what it is? It's so cute. Oh. All Halleck's work. Gotta hand it to him. They look so real. Detective, are you saying you've personally seen cherubs before? I'm sorry, Takai. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Attorneys, always poking holes in people's words. What did I do something wrong? Signs show which artist's work is on display in which room. From left to right, Mr. Tangaroa, Mr. Gusto, Ms. Scone, and Mr. Frost. Incidentally, this sign is also made from candy. Yeah, so there's a... There's often, like, art, draw your OC and dumb shit challenges, and I found one that was just tentacles. And I showed it to Mio because I was like, look at this shit. And, I was like, I'm not doing this one. But, it certainly does exist. And Mio did it. What were they gonna do with all this candy? Was somebody gonna eat it when the contest was over? Me, I'll do it. That's true. Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating? And what did you find? Chocolate? What looks like the kinds of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. Composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work. The flavorings and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculpture. Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right here into this fountain. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there. And that's not all, sir. We also found blood! What? Why is there blood in the water? Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, detective. Take another look of the scene in front of us, detective. Very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. Right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd removed the blood along with the body. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest it had pooled on. I believe the blood probably belonged to... Here he is, the murder victim. Gained fame as a sculptor in France under a pseudonym. I don't see why this guy couldn't be French. Yeah. Victim, huh? How does the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon? To match. The blood in the fountain is frost. Why would somebody want to send the victim's blood downstream and into the fountain like this? Do you have anything interesting to say, Eddie? Moment of your time, Eddie. Do you have any thoughts on the case? Oh, you're not head NP? Yeet! I suppose we are. When I asked if you had any thoughts on the case, I was thinking more about useful insights. I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. Hello. How's it going? Oh no! Why am I upside down? How are you liking your first crime scene investigation, Eddie? Why do you keep turning me upside down and then making my tea spill out? So, you want to be an attorney, huh? You know, ops look out for people too. Well, good luck to you. I don't like Hug. I get the feeling that Detective Bad might be pining for an apprentice of his own. Don't worry. You'll always have Gumshoe. Alright, Judy. Ms. Bound, we're here to continue our investigation. As well you should fucking be. Yeah, her dad is in jail. She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say. Well, the fact that her dad is in jail. Oh. Why are the flowers the same on Frost's and Gusto's? My problem was... there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final? Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest, but he was nowhere to be seen during the final. Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You're sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this? Thanks, bitch. Oh, also I have the book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned. We've seen this book before. Yeah, it's right there. It was in the chocolate frame in Mr. Tangaroa's room. So the contestants all knew the ultimate cookbook was this whole time. You can have them, Scritch. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook, if you don't mind, Miss Bound. Tell me. So if I understand correctly, the ultimate cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines. You don't have permission to hug me, but you have permission to have all of the hugs that I would receive. But why make that grand prize in a confectionery contest? Pills and poisons, huh? Oh my god, they make Cold Killer X. Well, they make Cold Killer Pro right now, but it's gonna become... they're gonna release Cold Killer X. Which is never as far as I've seen. I'd like to hear more about the Tangaroa group, if you don't mind. Yeah, I play in that, I think, Once Upon a Dream. Yeah, that's currently on hold, by the way, everybody. Our DM is not well. DM is moving and sick, yes. Everyone wish Winter well, yeah. So did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over for his parents and go into the family business? Get better, you jerk. Yeah! But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize? Which is why Delicia entered the contest. Got it. You want to snuggle bad? You want nothing else? You just want this dumb idiot to hold you? So you knew she was a pharmacist all along. Why? Sorry, you don't hear this song very often. the investigations, because this is usually for court. So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in. Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the finale. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I could certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday if you wouldn't mind. Last year up a mountain. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely. Bring to me tea, woman. I wish I had a tea girl. Bring me tea. We've learned a little more about the contest participants. But there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto for which we'll never get an answer. I am not by the ocean. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? That's not all. I have questions about the work he submitted for the semifinals. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense and a sculpture with it in spades. Mr. Gusto could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Scrambling. Time was of the essence. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. By the ocean up a mountain. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. The story still doesn't quite add up for me. We need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Hey, Von Karma. Objection. Mr. Von Karma. Takes me 8 hours to get to the Gulf. Probably. So there's no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. So how small is your dick, Von Karma? Seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case... Fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer. I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. Connection between Gusto and Frost. Oof. We're gonna handle this next time.